All right, there we are.
All right, cool. Awesome. We're good. All right, cool. Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Scott Rogowski. I'm the director of the Northern California SBDC, Small Business Development Center's Finance Center for all Northern California. This is our business town hall, small business town hall. We bring this to you every Monday, Wednesday. Before this week, we used to bring it to you every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. This is our 41st. Starting this week, we are only going to bring it to you Monday and Wednesday. No more Fridays. We want to give everybody a Friday off. And most of the updates that we get are between either, over the weekend or, the first few days of the week. This week is our first week of jumping down from 3 days a week to 2 days a week, every Monday, Wednesday. But we are always accessible through our phone call, our email, and our phone number, so you can always get a hold of us. So this is our disaster relief loan updates, and today is Monday, July 13th, 2020. And somebody told me before this call that today is National French Fry Day, and I thought that was very exciting. So I wanted to share that with everybody. If there's something you want to do today, you should go get some French fries. All right, because we are all in this together. Okay, so quick introduction. Northern California SBDC, Small Business Development Centers. We are a federally funded program. We're funded by SBA, Small Business Administration. We're also locally funded by the State of California Governor's Office of Economic Development, which is called GoBiz. We are a federal program first, and then we get some funding from the state. We are 40 years this year. SBDCs are turned 40 years this year. We have two representatives. We have David Castaneda from the Sacramento District Office out of Citrus Heights. He's on the call. And they also have the interim deputy director, Carrie Ellenwood, from the Sacramento District Office. She's also on the call. So we'll get to the SBA updates a little bit later, but they're on the call. Because of our funding, state and federal, we offer no cost, so no fees, one-on-one advising. It's 100% confidential. It's 100% no cost. And that is where we meet with you either in person or during Zoom or on the phone or email, and help you and assist you, hold your hand, help you walk through anything that it would take to start, run, operate, own, grow, sell, buy a business, all at no cost. So in Northern California SBDC, we cover the most 36 northern counties of the state. We go from the Oregon border down the coast to Santa Cruz. We cover all 9 counties of the Bay Area. We go southeast to Stockton, then back up through the Nevada border and the Oregon border. I'm the director of the Finance Center for Northern California SBDC Network. Sunita Maharaj, she's the associate director. She's also on the call. She's going to help me answer the questions, and also answer some questions as we speak. All right. The Finance Center, we do nothing but specialize in helping businesses access capital. Before COVID, it was startups and growth and buying buildings and equipment and people and advertising and all this great stuff. During COVID, we've had to become experts in PPP, Idle, and any other loan that exists that is brought to you from either the state, local, county, or the feds. And that's what we do. We help you, you learn a little bit more about that as we go on. So the agenda, we have a disclaimer. We have an I put together a quick chart of a side-by-side comparison of idle and PPP parameters. Let's talk a little bit about the local and national PPP lenders. Talk about the state guaranteed disaster loans, because that's for the whole state. Friday, we talked about city and counties, but I'm going to go over that. What we can do for you to help you get money, SBA update, Q&A. There's also, I forgot, there's an agenda in there about future workshops that we offer at no cost. So disclaimer, things are changing all the time. This information was correct when we put it together, but things are changing all the time. IDLE has opened back up for all types of businesses, including 501c3, C4, and C6. That wasn't before when they first launched in March. It was just C3. Now it's C3, C4, C6. So if you didn't know that before, we also didn't until last week. So IDLE is back open for all types of businesses, agriculture, 501c3, 4, and 6. There is no longer an advance feature. You can only get the loan, no more advance, only the loan. SBA dispersed about $20 billion in advance from the course that they started till today or yesterday or whatever day they cut it off. There is no more advance, just the loan. PPP reopened. It closed and reopened and closed and then reopened. This is the third tranche. It sunsets August 8th. It's supposed to sunset August 8th. If the world doesn't reopen, then it may extend. But at this time, it's August 8th. You got about 3 weeks to apply. That is also reopened for all types of businesses, including 501c3. And then also, C3. We'll just leave it to C3s. We want you to not hesitate to apply for EIDL or PPP. At this time, you can only get one loan of PPP, one PPP loan. You might be able to get more later in the future, but as of right now, the law is only one. So we appreciate that you stop asking that question because we don't know. Right now, if you get PPP and you spend it, you're done. No more loan, no more PPP loan. You might be able to get an EIDL or another loan that we're going to talk about. But please don't hesitate to apply for EIDL or PPP if you have not, despite what you hear from either us, your advisor, your CPA, your accountant, your bookkeeper, your therapist, whomever, business partner. Do not hesitate to apply for EIDL or PPP. The only beholder of actually approving you is the lender for PPP and SBA for EIDL. So don't discourage yourself from applying or let others. And then lenders are slowly coming forward. I only know 2 in Northern California. I talked to some Southern California lenders over the weekend. They don't really know what's going on down there with this Main Street program thing. So not everybody's really excited to jump on board. They're not letting CDFIs join the Main Street program at this time for some weird reason. We're not sure, but big banks and a little bit smaller, medium-sized banks are stepping up, but very, very, very few. All right. This looks like it's a little harder to read than I thought, but hopefully most people can see this. Can you see this, Sunita?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So there's
I'll put a link in the chat.
All right, thanks. So there's EIDL and PPP parameters. We get a lot of questions. We've done so many of these. At the beginning, we went really hard into what you can spend the money for EIDL, what you can spend the money for PPP. We had charts, we had graphs, we had amazing stuff. But this is, I just built this morning before this call. I try to break down all the great things that you keep asking and we keep explaining. So if you look at the left, those are the parameters. If you look at the middle, that's EIDL, and the right is PPP. So if you just look at this rate for nonprofits is 2.75, 3.75 for for-profits. PPP is 1%. The term is 30 years for EIDL for everyone, regardless of who you are. For-profit, nonprofit, ag, restaurants, doesn't matter. Gas station landlord, doesn't matter. It's 30 years. PPP, it's either 2 years before June 5th or it's 5 years after June 5th. But if you got a loan before June 5th, you can negotiate with the lender and try to get to 5 years. We can help you with that. Payment deferral, 11 months for EIDL. Interest does accrue. PPP is 10 months after the covered period that you choose, 8 or 24 weeks. I forgot to put that in this graph. I apologize. PPP, you get to choose 8 or 24 weeks. Collateral, personal guarantee. So collateral is required over $25,000 for EIDL. Personal guarantee is required over 200 grand. PPP, no collateral or personal guarantee is required. Forgivability, there's none for the loan. We didn't talk about the advance because advance is gone, but if you have the advance, it's 100% forgivable. The forgivability of EIDL loan is none. It's a 30-year loan, great rate. PPP, potentially up to 100% forgivable. Allowed to spend money on. For EIDL, it's anything that it takes to run and operate and grow. Run and operate your business. All operating expenses, cost of goods, interest, debt payments. Like credit card payments, loan payments, car payments, equipment payments. PPP, you can spend 60% or more on payroll. And I forgot to put the other little percentage in there, my bad. 60% or more on payroll costs or 40% or less on rent, utilities, or mortgage interest monthly payments if you have a building loan. Not allowed to spend money on EIDL. You can't spend on expansion, brand new equipment, paying off your full amounts of loans, and any tax liens. Can't use EIDL for that. PPP, you can't use it for workman's comp, any federal taxes, anything that's not part of the 4 uses the acronym is RUPI: rent, utilities, payroll costs, and interest mortgage payments. It's called RUPI. If your expenses are not part of those 4 letters, words, or whatever, or items, then you can't spend the PPP on it and get it forgiven. You can spend it, but it won't be forgiven. All right, that's my little chart. Apparently I have some things I got to update on it. Okay. Local and national PPP lenders, you can go to sba.gov/paycheck protection/find, and you can find all the lenders. You type in your zip code, you're good to go. You can find them right down the street. You can find them in your neighborhood or your other neighborhoods or in a different city, possibly. I spend most of my time in Sacramento, and so does most of my team, like Sunita and some of our advisors. We have local relationships. The one that has come up to the plate is Banner Bank. Locally, there's a gentleman by the name of Brian Maida. He's one of only 2 people at the bank that is processing PPP loans. Please email him. I didn't put his phone number in here, but his email is right here. If you're in Sacramento, Northern California area, YOLO North or whatever, I recommend that you reach out to him and see what they have to offer. They are taking PPP loans for non-customers. National PPP lenders, Blue Vine Capital. You can go to Blue Vine, V-I-N-E, blue, the color blue, vine.com, and you can apply now. They're an aggregator, meaning they have access to 5,000 or maybe not 5,000, maybe thousands of lenders across the country. They place capital super fast. Doesn't matter if you're in California and you get funded from a bank in Texas or Kansas. It doesn't matter. Blue Vine will help you place it. All right.
Hey, Scott, I did learn about one more. California Bank and Trust seems to be a bank that's also doing PPP deals at this point in time.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Thank you. California Bank and Trust, they're a big bank. They're more evenly spread out throughout Northern California than Banner Bank is. So that's it's great to know. So thank you, Sunita. All right. FDC stands for Financial Development Corporation. There's 7 FDCs in the state of California. This is a state guaranteed disaster loan. This is administered through something called iBank, which is infrastructure bank. It's hidden somewhere. I call it iBank. The I stands for invisible because you can't find it. It's somewhere downtown Sacramento. It's under the Governor's Office of Economic Development. It's called iBank. So they help financial development corporations guarantee loans for you so that you can do them, or you can get these loans for your business through disaster time. If for some reason you didn't get an EIDL approved or a PPP approved, or you didn't get as much as you wanted because EIDL's capped at 150 and PPP just didn't give you as much as you wanted. So you can apply for these disaster loans and get these in addition to your PPP and EIDL. Or if you got declined, you can get these disaster loans. So these are administered through 2 FDCs, financial development corporations in our region. We have California Capital in Sacramento. They do an excellent job. If you have questions about them, you can call us or email us. They're in Sacramento North. Then we have NorCal FDC in Oakland. They cover all the Bay Area and kind of like Solano South, all the way to the coast, and then to like the East Bay. But if you're not sure where you are in one of these preferences or geographical areas for these FDCs, just please call us and email us. We used to break it up, but it's a little confusing. So we can help you find a lender. The amounts are between 5,000 and $1 million. The rate is between 4.25, which is 1 over prime, and 5.25, which is 2 over prime. It could be a little bit higher, but these are the most common rates: 4.25 to 5.25. It's 95% guaranteed by iBank. 6 to 12 months deferral on the payment. It's not free like SBA is doing. 2 to 3% guarantee loan fee, which can be actually put into the loan. And then the minimal bank fees if the bank is going to charge you any fees. This is a state guarantee loan. It's not federal. It's state. It's not a PPP. It's like a PPP because the loan comes from lenders, but it's a state guarantee. It's not a PPP. It's not forgivable either. All right. So we kind of went over EIDL, PPP. We went over lenders. We brushed across the state guarantee program. And this is what we can do for you to help you get money. So this could be any money. It could be PPP, it could be EIDL, it could be buying a building, it could be buying some equipment, it could be expansion, it could be state guarantee, it could be Main Street program, whatever you want. If you want to make up a new loan program and have us help you figure it out, we can do that too. So we do a quick fundability test to make sure you're fundable. We help you out with a credit explanation if your credit is not so good, like under 700. We collect and organize your financials, which is like your personal financial statement. We have access to these forms, so you don't need to go to your CPA and pay money to go get one created. We can help you with that. Your personal business taxes, we are going to get that from your CPA. Either you give it to us or you connect us, we get it from them or from you. Year-to-date income statement and balance sheets. So since most of you or some of you have not filed 2019, we're going to need year-to-date January to December of your P&L, profit and loss, and balance sheet. And then also 2020, like from January 1st to June 30th would be great to see how you've done in the first half of the year, so we can kind of project out for the second half and then go into 2021. If you have a job and you're using that job as income to help pay back the loan, we're going to need your current 30-day pay stub. And then if you're starting a business, we're going to need to help you get a business plan. We'll help you create it. We'll help you with projections. If you're an existing business and you're trying to grow and expand, we're going to help you with an expansion plan. We're going to help you pre-qualify you and your business for a loan. And then we'll help you introduce you to lenders to help you get the money that you need. We can do all this for you at no cost. We have 18 local centers. If you know where they are in your local area, reach out to them and contact them. They have people that can do this as well. If they're not available or they're at capacity, you can reach out to us. We all work with each other, and we're all on the same team. And we don't compete over clients because you're all of our clients. Yeah, so the SBA Loan Support. So we do have Carrie Ellenwood, the interim district deputy director for the Sacramento office. We have David Castaneda as well. He's just listening in, but Carrie's probably going to speak. But for the SBA Loan Support, if you have an existing SBA 7A or 504, hopefully you know who you are, which one of you have that. You get your monthly payment paid for 6 months as an existing loan. And for any new loan between now and September 27th, whether you want to buy a building, expand a building, or buy a building, refinance a building, or buy a business, or refinance another loan that you have, or all this great stuff. Anything that you want to do for 7A or 504 that's an SBA guaranteed loan, from now till September 27th, SBA will pay the mortgage the interest and the principal of the loan. Maybe I should have Carrie to say it. I'm struggling. They'll pay the principal and interest of the loan for the first 6 months, and you don't have to pay it back. It's not a deferral. They just pay it for you. It's really awesome. So then I'll throw it over to Carrie. Sorry. Go ahead, Carrie. Here's Carrie Ellenwood, interim deputy director for the Sacramento district office.
Thank you, Scott. Yes, that is correct. We'll pay the principal and interest for any 7A, 504, or microloan that was on the books in March 27th through September 27th, 2020. So what that means for small businesses that are in a position to grow due to COVID and they have an opportunity to get some new funding, that loan that they have closed before September 27th, 2020, those payments will be made for you for 6 months. It's a great opportunity, and that's one of the things we have to offer. There's a couple other things I'd like to share with all of you. As Scott mentioned, the EIDL advance has closed. There were $20 billion that were distributed to small businesses across the country through that program, but the EIDL loan program is still open. That is the loan for small businesses and not-for-profits for a 30-year term. The rate is 3.75 for the for-profit businesses and 2.75 for the not-for-profit businesses. In addition to that, the Paycheck Protection Program is still open that Scott mentioned. I want to give you an update on some numbers. As of July 10th, there have been 4,907,655 paycheck protection loans that have been made for $517,417,286,000 to small businesses across the country. And as we notice there have been 40% of those loans were made by lenders under $10 billion. So they are making smaller loans. The loan size has reduced on the average to $105,000. And California is one of the biggest recipients of those loans with 584,000 loans for $67 billion, $434,000. In addition to that, as I mentioned, the EIDL loan program is still open, and to date, in that program, there have been over 2,235,000 loans made for small businesses for $134,631 million. And again, California is one of the largest recipients. The other thing that I'd like to bring up at this point is there were some economic disasters declared for the civil unrest that happened in California. There's 6 counties around Sacramento. There's Sacramento, Yolo, Yuba, El Dorado, Placer, and I think I'm forgetting one, but I think San Joaquin. Those have been allocated funds for economic injury disaster loans only. What that means is those small businesses that were in those areas that were damaged due to the civil unrest can apply to SBA for an economic injury disaster loan under this declaration. Sunita is going to share the contact information for that. They can go through the SBA EIDL portal, but there's also a local business recovery virtual center through our Field Operations West in the Office of Disaster Assistance. So their number to dial them directly is 916-735-1500, and they will be able to assist you with that particular area of funding. Thank you, Scott.
You're welcome. Thank you very much, Carrie.
You're welcome.
Backwards. All right. So this is our chart and of our events that are coming up, our webinars that are coming up from NorCal SBDC. Obviously, we need to update it since half the month is gone, or almost gone, or everything's going by really fast. So if we look at this tomorrow from 10 to 11:30, you can learn how to manage your cash flow in a COVID world. Obviously, it's very unpredictable and very, all over the place. So how do you manage that? How do you forecast it? How do you, create clarity around it, or, expectations and all that, and plan for the future? So we're have an advisor that's going to teach that. If you want to jump onto Amazon and learn how to take your retail business brick and mortar to Amazon on an e-commerce platform, that's on Thursday. Also on Thursday, we have some Spanish-speaking webinars from 2 to 3:30. And then next week, we have some more Spanish-speaking. And then also towards the later part of the month, more stuff around diversity, inclusion, social media selling, and then Amazon Part 2, if you want to sell your stuff on Amazon. So this is our phone number, 833-ASK-SBDC. And this is a number, it's the best number to call. We have about 15 people on the call log. You can call this number. You can call your local office, one of the 18 that we have in our region. Whatever is best for you. If you're already a client, I recommend to call your current office that you're associated with, anywhere the 118 that we have. So call them first. If they're not able to answer your question, or they're at capacity, or they're at capacity, then you could just call us. We could help you. We're all working on the same team in the same region. And that's the phone number if you want to email us. Calling's best, but you can email us at loans@asksbdc.com. If you speak Spanish, or you want to speak Spanish, or you want help in Spanish, you can email the Hispanic team out of Sacramento. It's run by Julian Canetti. He's the CEO of the California Hispanic Chambers of Commerce and Commerces in Sacramento. And he has a director. His name is Oscar Garcia. Works with his team of advisors that do nothing but speak Spanish. They do all this that we're talking to you today in Spanish, and then help you with your loans in Spanish. And you can email them at espanol@asksbdc.com. All right, so we're going to get to our questions. And Sunita has done an excellent job. She's answered 26, and we have 12 left. So thank you, Sunita. And we are going to answer these questions. And when we run out of questions, the call will end. If you weren't done talking to us after we end the call, you can call us or email us, and we'll jump into these. So, all right. Rebecca Moore is from Oregon, or she's in Oregon, and their SBDC network is not doing anything like this, of which I'm aware, so thank you. We did receive the EIDL award, but zero communication on whether there is, in fact, a $10,000 grant provision. If so, what are the guidelines for qualifying for that grant? Also, how to reach an SBA loan officer. Sorry for a little, okay, cool. So, Carrie, since they cut off the advances, I'm assuming anybody that applies today is not going to get an advance, and then anybody that applied at a certain date, like when do they get cut off? Today?
They closed them out on Saturday, so it depends if they had that application in and it was in the pool of counted ones, then they would receive the funds. If they had submitted it and they didn't make that cutoff, they'll be notified of that.
Okay, so you will be notified. And then Rebecca, I put our email in there. You can email us and we can get connected. We can help you get connected regardless of what state you are in, because we all work together, and Office of Disaster Assistance is like one thing. So we can help you figure that out. So can you explain more about the specifics of payroll expenses covered under PPP in order to be fully forgiven? What's the best way to track what is covered through payroll and what is not to be fully forgiven? So Christine Gayoso, Sunita or somebody will put in the chat the link for the forgiveness application. It's on the Treasury website. It's the most updated one that is there. So if you're not sure what's included in payroll expenses, it's mostly anything that you would do within payroll expenses except for federal taxes and workman's comp. So it includes like retirement and health benefits and compensation and bonuses and retirement, all that stuff. So it's probably best to call us, Christine, if you have other questions regarding that. But yeah, it's pretty cut and dry. It's like probably 5 to 7 things within payroll you can pay for. So Stilson says, my client did not receive the advance. SBA claims the box was not checked. Client is adamant they did. SBA says, submit documentation that the box was checked. There was never a way to print the complete application. What do they do? What do they do, Carrie? Should they just email?
Well, Scott, thank you for the question. And if that's the answer they're getting from disaster, I don't think there's a lot they can do at this point, unless as the request was made to them to be able to provide an example that they did check the box. So unfortunately, they wouldn't have an opportunity to dispute that without that type of information to share back with the disaster assistance team.
Okay, thank you. I'm a sole proprietor, independent contractor, and one of my clients pays me on a W-2 as a part-time as needed employee with no guarantee of hours. How do I include the W-2 portion of my income on my PPP application? So you don't, because it's a W-2, Laura. So technically you are a employee as well as a independent business owner. So you have a W-2 on your 1040 as wages, and then you have a Schedule C, Schedule C on your taxes. So you actually get to apply for unemployment. Well, as an independent contractor, you get to apply for unemployment, but I guess I'm talking in circles. Long story short, you can't count your W-2 income on your PPP application because it's not part of your business income. It's part of, I think is that true, or am I saying this wrong? Schedule C is different. I
would say it's different, but you might want to contact for clarification either her bookkeeper or someone with a CPA background. I can't speak to it in that regard, but it's my understanding that your W-2 would not be part of your Schedule C.
It would not, because that's a different different section that you're going to put that income on your tax return, and that goes on page 1, line 1-ish or something like that. And then it's not included in your Schedule C, so there's no way to include it for the PPP application.
Okay. Somebody's asking how much money is left in PPP today. It's a good question, Philip. Probably close to like 100 billion. I don't know, but somewhere around
Yeah,
there.
it's about 130 billion, Scott.
Yeah, so you're good to go, Philip. As long as you don't need it all, you're going to get some. All right, so Kathy's asking if it's been more than 10 business days and have not received funds from my EIDL, how to follow up. Is EIDL still open for filing? It is still open for filing. If a sole proprietor only has a personal bank account, can they file? I don't know what you mean by file, but yeah, if you only have a personal bank account, EIDL can put it into a personal bank account, from what I know.
They can do that, and Kathy, if that was your question as well about 10 days, it's going to be longer than 10 days. There have been millions of small businesses impacted. We've hired additional people to process those loans, but it will take longer than 10 days to hear back. So please be patient, keep that application number. If you want to call the 1-800 number for the disaster team, you can do that, and you might be able to get more information. But again, it's 10 days in your situation is probably forever. Unfortunately for the loan processors, that would be a fairly quick turnaround.
And I'll put the number in the chat.
Thank you, Sunita.
You're welcome.
All right, cool. So it says initially I was offered an EIDL grant of $48,500, but I chose to accept $24,500 and signed the loan docs. A few days later, I changed my mind. And wanted to accept the entire amount and sent in a reconsideration email. Was advised by SBA rep I contacted. I received a confirmation it was received. Questions. How long will it take to get a determination? What are my chances of getting expanded to the original amount they specified? Anything else to expedite this matter? No. It's really hard to be offered one thing, take less, and then go back and say, hey, I want more. We're being told that the chances of you getting what you were offered originally is very, very, very slim. It's not impossible, but it's very slim. If any of you are on the call and you're offered more than what you want, I would just take it, because guess what? You could pay it right back if you don't need it. But you don't. What I'm finding out is most business owners won't know if they don't need it until like 3 to 6 months, because we don't know what the world's going to do. We don't know if it's going to reopen or open or shut down or just go dark. We don't know. So I would take it all if I were you, but that's up to you and your gut and your business and your CPA and your partners. But I would take it all, because you could always just cut a check for 25 grand and pay it back if you don't want it. So Brian, I know you're asking for a client, or unless you applied, I don't know, but I would just tell them that they just have to be patient. As long as they emailed the PDC Recon, or whatever it's called, PDC, yeah, PDC Recons at SBA.gov, and put their application number in there. They just got to be patient. All right, my client, a startup with a foreign founder, was offered $33,000 for EIDL, but denied after accepting the loan due to unverifiable identity. He does not have Social Security number for credit purposes, only for tax paying purposes. He has no credit history in the U.S. If EIDL only needs collateral over $25,000, could it be possible that he appealed to get $25,000, not the original $33,000? Or will he get denied anyway because he has no credit line in the U.S.? I don't know. What does Carrie think?
Well, the credit score of an individual is part of the EIDL loan process. So if he has no credit history, that means likely he doesn't have a credit score that would qualify him. So certainly he can reapply and try, but it sounds like, based on what you're saying, that they would not be eligible.
Yeah, that's what I think. It's weird that he was offered the money originally. So Jolene, I would just call us if I were you, or here, I'll give you, you could just
The way it stands right now, they don't qualify, but if there's any other circumstances that may change, then you can reach out to us. 833 ASKSBDC.
Okay. Let's see here. All right. This is an idle question. I submit application, receipt grant 77. What additional information might I be asked to supply as part of this process? So I don't know. You might be I received the grant. Oh, you received. I submitted application, received grant 77. Okay. So the grant it's an advance, it's not a grant, but the advance comes first. Mostly, if you got it before your loan, congratulations. As far as additional information, they may just ask to just verify some information. They may ask for your taxes, personal financial statement, but from my understanding is they're not really asking for a whole lot more. But they will email you and ask you. We're a nonprofit that provides services, and we do not have much in terms of collateral. Does this mean we could apply for up to $25,000 for idle? What are the collateral requirements for above $25,000 to $200,000? Looking at Scott's table this morning, can we apply for an amount up to $200,000 without a personal guarantee? We have no owners as a nonprofit. All right, cool. So yeah, anything under 200 grand, you don't need a personal guarantee. Anything over $25,000, they will ask for a collateral. If you don't have any, it's okay. It doesn't like deter you from getting approved because you don't have any collateral. So don't worry about the collateral piece. If you have it, great. If you don't have it, great. It won't deter you from getting the money that you need. You might get declined by, or might get a lower amount due to other reasons, but it won't be because you don't have any collateral. When it comes time to start repaying the idle loan, will the payment be automatically deducted from my business checking account, or do I need to set up a payment plan, and where and how would I do that? So does it just come out automatically out of their account, Carrie? I'm assuming it does.
Scott, I would think so, but I don't know for sure. That would make sense to me, given that it went into their account automatically. They do have the year to start making those payments. So I would say just you'll see something shortly. If you look at the loan documents, when you are approved for an idle loan, you have those loan documents that are in the email, and they'll say, please sign the loan documents. There might be some information on there. I haven't looked at those recently. So likely they're going to automatically take it out of your account. But again, you've got a little while before that'll happen. Thanks, Scott.
You're welcome. When it comes to time start, we're gonna do that. All right, cool, thanks. I applied for the FDC state guarantee disaster loan about 4 to 5 days ago. I've not heard anything yet, acknowledging that they are reviewing the info or whatever. Is this normal? What is the typical timeline? Yeah, so Russ, it depends on, I don't know, it depends on where you applied. I mean, yeah, it's gonna take a little while. It's just like applying for a bank. But please call us at our 833 and tell us who you applied with, and we can do our best to expedite it for you. For the business that they have received the idle loan, but not the advance, or we still have an opportunity to receive it? Possibly, Miguel. If you applied for a loan, checked the box, got your loan, but didn't get your advance, then Carrie's saying that you would receive an email that says that either they would tell you said they send an email saying that they're not going to get it, or they might get it, or what did you say, Carrie?
On the idle advances, if that loan wasn't in the process to the point of that money being allocated for them, they would not receive that. So if it's sometime close to that day when July 11th, when they turned it off, it depends on where you are in the process. So if you were at a point where the funds had been allocated for you, then you should receive that within a week or so. If you missed that by virtue of the fact that other loans were processed in front of you, then you would not receive that advance. As far as your regular idle loan application, those are still being considered and still being worked. And again, they're taking a while. Millions of small businesses have been putting their applications in to that portal.
All right, thanks.
You're welcome.
Somebody said I received an idle and a PPP. Please advise on any potential spending conflicts. Also, can you review the staffing and timeline requirements of the PPP? Yeah, so if you receive an idle and a PPP, you can spend both monies during the same time period. You just can't use idle for payroll, rent, utilities, and interest mortgage payment. If you're using, you just can't use both monies for the same purpose. You can't use idle for payroll and PPP for payroll during the same month of July. You could use PPP for all payroll and then idle for everything else. I recommend that. But if you want to switch it up, you could use PPP for rent, utilities, payroll costs, interest, mortgage payments, and then use idle for everything else, which is like advertising or miscellaneous or supplies or stuff like that. So, and then the timeline requirements. So if you, however many full-time employees you had before February 15th, you need to get to that full-time number, or at least show that you tried, and up until December 31st. That's the requirements. Do you have a list of all the expenses allowed under the idle? If so, how can I get a copy? So Edith, I'm assuming this is our Edith. We could talk to Oscar about this and get this figured out for you, but it's a really, really, really long list, Edith. You essentially would have to take your P&L from a business owner, and every line item that they have in their P&L is okay to spend idle money on, because it's whatever it takes to run and operate your business. It could be COGS, it could be inventory, it could be staffing, it could be professional fees. That's what you normally pay for. It could be legal fees. That's what you normally pay for. It's whatever's common. Whatever line items they have on their P&L from 2019 is essentially idle okay. You just can't use it to pay tax liens, and you can't use it to pay off debt 100%.
And Edith, Oscar can get you a document that we have on our Slack, and he can provide that to you. So it goes over what's eligible and ineligible uses of the idle.
All right. So what besides the credit score is part of the criteria for determining a loan that is offered through idle? Kathy, that's a really open-ended question. It's like a lot of different things. It's credit score, it's revenue, it's cost of goods, it's industry, it's like a lot of things, Kathy. If you want to have a conversation about it, you should just call us and chat with us, because it's a really, 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 really long answer. All right.
We're also not privy to everything, because SBA Disaster is the one that's making the call, not SBA. So we're not privy to all that information, and neither is non-SBA Disaster.
Okay, sweet. So David, can you take a picture of that chart that I created and put it in the chat, please, of the idle and the PPP? Take a picture.
Absolutely.
That'd be cool, thanks. In order to pay yourself using your idle money, would the correct way to track it for verification, would I write myself a check with my business checking and deposit it into my personal checking? Yeah, that sounds good to me. I mean, unless somebody else has a different way to do that.
Nope, sounds good.
Yeah, okay. Jolene has a follow-up question for the foreign owner. Follow-up question: foreign founder startup that got denied for unverifiable identity. If the startup instead of appealing reapplied, but with the application filled out by one of their majority holder investors that owns 14% of the company and does have a credit history, and et cetera, would that be a scenario that could work? The investor is a U.S. citizen. Well, I would, I'm not sure if I would reapply. I would just, here. All right, Jolene, just, So Jolene, just text me the loan app number, and I'll look it up, or try to get somebody to look it up. Sunita, the 866 SBDC is not working. It's 833, Leonard.
Sorry, Leonard, 833. It's right on the screen right now.
Yeah, sorry, man. Sometimes.
Sorry if I put 866. Sorry.
Okay.
It's been a Monday, Leonard.
Yeah. All right, cool. Who would you suggest I contact regarding my personal status as a corporate officer of an S Corp who is also an employee of a said corporation and unemployment or PUA Originally, unemployment was working, then we received PPP, and now I want to reopen my claim. EDD has new questions, including if you are an officer in a court, blah, blah, blah. It won't allow me to complete reopening the claim, sent 2 emails, nothing back, any suggestions? Okay, so Elizabeth, I wish we had access to EDD. We only really have access to the state of California, SBA, possibly ODA, Office of Disasters. We do not have access to EDD. It'd be really cool if we did. I don't really know what to tell you with EDD. You can call us though, and you can ask for, we have HRS experts, and they may have some ideas. So just ask for HR expert on this call, and we can help you, or hopefully they can help you. Another follow-up.
And your local center also may have a specialist that can help you too.
Cool. Another follow-up regarding PPP and Idle. What does not same time mean?
Oh, okay. Somebody was asking if they can use their PPP and Idle for payroll or whatever it was. Sorry, I can't remember the specifics on it. And if you're using money from the PPP, you can only use money for one purpose, for that purpose. You can't use the Idle money at the same time for the same purpose. They're 2 different purpose loans. Now, if you have finished all your PPP money, then you can start to use your Idle money for payroll and rent and such. But you can't use like half PPP money for rent and for this month, and then use half of Idle money for rent for this month. So you can't use it for the same purpose at the same time. That's what I meant.
Good job. I don't know. Sounds like you're really confusing people this morning. First 866, now that. I'm just joking. It sounds like you need to go eat some French fries. You know?
Yes.
Wake up and play. Yeah. All right. So we received a PPP and intended to do 8 weeks of payroll and rent. If we now spend 100% of payroll, it would likely take us 12 to 16 weeks to spend it down. Seems like the 24-week option is advisable. Yes. Answer to that question is yes. In which case, one waits until the end of 24 weeks to ask for forgiveness. Or can we do it sooner? If all funds are extended after 6 weeks? In terms of living up to the loan requirements, would one have to maintain the full staffing level and compensation all 24 weeks? All right, Catherine. So it is advisable that you switch from 8 to 24 if you want to switch all the spending to payroll instead of rent. We don't know if you can actually ask for forgiveness after 16 weeks. We were told that you have to wait after 24 weeks. Because right now the lenders are not ready for your paperwork, and I think we're only in like the 11th or 12th week originally. So from the start. So don't worry about when you can ask for forgiveness. If you are worried about that, you're just gonna have to hang out and wait patiently because the lenders aren't ready for your paperwork anyways. So you don't have to keep the staff for the full 24 weeks. You just have to get to the full FTE number that you had before the 15th of February. Say it was 10, and then 15th of February happened, March happened, and then you went down to 5. You have to get back up to the 10 before December 31st. And if you do that and pay them and then spend all your PPP money, then you can let them go if you're not open, or you have to let them go. You don't have to keep them for the full 24 weeks, from what I know, unless that's changed. But
That's what I understand as well, Scott, in terms of utilizing those funds. And for all small businesses, please keep really good track of your PPP expenses. Maybe put them in a separate account for yourselves. The lenders have yet to receive the information from SBA on how we are going to accept those requests for forgiveness from the lenders. So please be patient with us on that one as well, so that we'll have time to ensure that the lenders get the correct information and can take those from you correctly. Thanks, Scott.
Thanks, Gary. All right, so we answered 69 questions, and it's 11:23, and another one popped up. But we're gonna cut this off at 11:30, as we have probably the last 10 or 15 of these because we just run out of questions. So this is for a sole proprietor reporting business income expenses on 1040 Schedule C. Does processing the Idle advance require 2019 taxes to be filed to disperse? Does not. You don't need to have your 2019 taxes filed per se, but you do have to at least have your 2019 year-to-date financials put together, like your profit and loss, which is also known as your income statement, and then your balance sheets. I think that's what you're asking.
And put into a Schedule C, because that's what they're requiring. It should be pretty much finalized, but it does not have to be filed.
And speaking of filing, that date is July 15th to file your taxes. So if you're not able to get your paperwork together by then, you will need to file for an extension for those taxes.
And the extension may be required. So keep the extension handy, because that may be required to be submitted with your documents.
Someone started a business after January 31st, 2020. Can they apply for EIDL? So they can't apply for EIDL after the 31st of January, but they can apply for PPP if they started it before February 15th. But that's only 15 days of being in business. So the quick answer is yes, Kathy, but it's going to be very, 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 very hard for them to qualify. But they can try. You don't know until you apply. Having difficulty grading through to SBA. Getting through SBA, are they having phone issues? Is SBA, I mean, they have a lot of people, Leonard, trying to get through. I'm assuming they have as many people working on the call centers as they always do on a Monday morning, but today is Monday morning. So if your client skipped Sunday and didn't call Sunday or Saturday, which I think they should have, maybe they should wait till the end of the day, but I'm assuming they have as many people as they normally have. I don't think there's any issues. I just think there's probably 7 million people calling.
That's true, Scott.
Yeah, with the advance also going away, that's probably caused a lot of phone calls. So
Yeah.
Today is probably an even busier day than normal.
Yes.
We have 4 more minutes for our call. Please ask some more questions. Unless no one has any more questions, then we will. Okay, there we go. Laura.
Look at that. I run 2 different sole proprietor Schedule C businesses. One ran a loss in 19. The other had a profit. Can I apply for PPP using only a Schedule C from the profited business? You can, yeah. I mean, you might as well. I would do that if I were you. That makes sense to me. When do you have to start paying back the EIDL loan? 11 months. The first of the 12th month after you get funded, that's when you start paying it back. The EIDL, the interest accrues from day 1. Luis Baldinebro. For cash flow, what loan would you recommend? All of them, Luis. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't really know what you mean by that, but I mean, I'd apply for all loans if I were you.
Yeah, he needs cash flow, so he's asking you which one. So that would be the EIDL loan, or you could do a SBA 7A loan. If you need more guidance, please give us a call at 833-ASK-SBDC.
Look at that. Luis is going to call. Good job. That's exciting. Oh my goodness, look at all these people. Who do you speak with when you call the 833? Whoever answers, Leonard, just pick up the phone and call somebody and tell them Sunita said to call.
And if you just let them know what issues you have, and then they will match you up with an advisor accordingly to the issues that you have. We'll get you signed up if you're not already signed up with us, and then we'll match you up with an advisor. So that's for anybody that needs additional assistance.
All right. I answered that one. We did not fill prior. Okay, I don't know what the W-3 is. 835-182-602. Just call us, please. I have no idea what a W-3 is. I will be corporation soon from Solo. All right, Luis, man, you are. Luis, please call the 833 number. Ask for whoever you can ask for. Sunita and I are going to be in the office a little bit later with our call center team. So maybe we could talk to you one off, Luis, but I'm not sure what you're asking in between questions. Thank you. You're welcome, Sonny. I'm glad I helped you out. I signed the EIDL application, received the funds. Do I need to send a hard copy? I don't think so. If they didn't ask for a hard copy, I think you're good to go.
No, they're good to go.
did get fund yet. Do you know any banks still have funds? So Mary, PPP, just go to bluevine.com and apply, or go to sba.gov/paycheck protection find, right? Or sba.gov paycheck protection/find, right?
Yes.
All right, Sonny, you are emailing a lot. Sonny, you actually have my cell phone. You should just text me. It says, I'm looking to purchase a truck, parking, and repair shop. Can you help me get a loan? We can, Sonny. We can help you with that. Super simple. All right, I'm getting close to 60 days after my EIDL got approved. However, this time I'm worried about adding more debts and not sure if I should accept it. Who can guide me on the process to decline the loan? Well, I don't know, man.
If he doesn't sign the paperwork within the time frame, it'll go away. They will retract that and put the funds back in there for someone else.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Look at all that. All right. How long after you accept the loan eligibility for EIDL do you receive the loan docs? I don't know. It depends, right?
Yeah, we don't have a time frame on that. It just really depends. Unfortunately, we don't have, it'll take 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, we don't have a specific answer to that. It depends on where you are and who's processing it and how many other people they have in their queue. So if you've gotten it and you've accepted it and you've signed the paperwork, then you're good.
Okay. Cool. Well, thank you very much. Thank you everyone for joining us this Monday. I challenge all of you to go to your favorite French fry place and buy some French fries and make, put a smile on your face, because I know that'll put a smile on my face. I know that. And as a team, we answered 88 questions today. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, Carrie, and for being on the call and helping us with all the questions. So thank you.
You're welcome.
So we'll see you everybody Wednesday. We'll do it all over again. Thank you, Sunita, for all your help. Thank you, David Castaneda, for hanging out in your forest. Thank you, Dave Franklin, for stepping up to the plate when Alan was sick. So thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.